Hello and welcome to OverShadow ShadowCast with your host Thomas Anderson and Abigail Moran.
Yes, I'm back, and hopefully this one's going to be a lot longer than 5.5 minutes.
Yeah. Well, it was a busy day for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's really difficult to
No, I understand that, but it was just a surprise because I was expecting it to be a little bit longer than that.
Yeah, it's just I had my test that day, so I'd been preparing for
No,
my
I
test.
understand.
So it meant I hadn't done Thursday's lessons yet,
Yeah.
so I had to come back and do those. So there wasn't much time.
No, I understand that. But it was still just I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to sit down and listen to it. It's like, oh, it's 5.5 minutes long. I can literally just go do that now.
Yeah, I just thought that was the best way to go because that is what we're doing at the minute. Really, is
What?
preparing to get actual capture.
Hopefully.
Yeah. So we need 3 things, wasn't it? Yeah, it was 3 things. It was 2 types.
Faith, trust, and pixie dust.
Faith, hope, and love.
No, it's faith, trust, and pixie dust from Peter Pan.
Oh, I was reading from the Bible. The Gooder book. Wrong hand.
Well, one, Peter Pan was not a book, it was a play that was adapted into a book.
You've never seen plays in book form?
What?
You've never seen a play written and then put in a book?
Yes, I have, because I've read The Cursed Child.
So, a book is still
But
a
it was a
book.
play first.
No, but it was a...
J.M. Barrie.
Yes, it was a play written in a book. A book is an item.
No, it was just a... it was a play.
Right, but you're confusing book with novel.
Okay, I'm gonna take a minute, because most people, when they hear the word book, they think novel.
Right, okay. No, that's fine. I'm just arguing that, to say it wasn't a book, it was a play. I think you're not giving me enough wiggle room there to make my point. That they're both books. Well, technically speaking, the Bible's not a book, it's a library, because that's what Bible means, library. It's a library of books. That's why you have the book of Job, the book of Genesis.
That's my impression of a tumbleweed.
I am also an RE teacher, remember?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's what the CTC is for.
Yeah, but yeah, okay.
I want to be able to teach. If you want to be able to teach fully in a Catholic school, and I want the option because it will look good in my CV, you take the CTC or the Award in Religious Understanding that allows you to teach certain levels of RE in school. So you need to know what the word Bible means. It means library.
It was a play first.
Yes, it was a play written in a book. We're all good. So, what have you been doing?
I've not been doing anything, I've been working.
Oh, well, that seems like a silly idea.
I've not had time to play anything.
Neither have I. I think I played
Nor have I really been wanting to play anything.
Well, what's up?
I just don't want to play anything. At the moment.
Is there a reason, or are you just doing other stuff?
Yeah, I've just been really, really tired and not been in the mood to play it.
Yeah, no, I can see that. When I come back from the school, I don't really...
Just don't have the energy.
No, I don't have time. I can't squeeze it in, to be honest. I played a bit of Empire Total War on Friday. Pushed back the Poland-Lithuania a bit farther, sorry. My navy is dominant. I've been stopped in India because a superior fleet blockaded the Ceylon, the small island off of India, which was my staging post for an invasion. I'm taking Mysore, which is it's just a little one region country, but it's got a superior fleet to my small transport fleet. So they blockaded me and stuck the army in. And I want to take that before I engage the rest of India, because it's all one country. And I want to make sure that I'm able to engage properly. So that's left me with a couple of problems. I am it's a little bit annoying because it's my army would wipe them out. It's just stuck. But I'm just waiting for that to finish, and I'm making loads of money at times. So it's I've got a big special army of guards and light infantry in Portugal.
Yeah.
Because they've upset me. And I've got 4 other armies in Europe, mainland Europe.
I like how you said that. They've upset me.
They have. Because they took Spain off me after being my ally. And me working hard to keep them alive when Spain was attacking them. So yes, they have upset me. So I'm going to wipe them out then. Spain was able to take back Spain from Portugal, so I'll have to wipe them out. And then I've got 4 armies taking on Poland, Lithuania, and they're eating through their territory quite happily.
Yeah.
And my navy's dominant, so there's no worry there. And I've got 2 armies, like I said, in India, just waiting to launch attacks. Anyway. Also played a game of Slay the Spire. Don't know if you've heard of that.
Nope.
It's a card game. It's like randomly generated, and as you play through, you get you unlock cards and relics, which gives you powers. And every game is different because you get these differently, and the arrangement of things is different. So you can go to a next floor in the act, as it were. There's 3 acts, and you either get a battle, an elite battle. Did I say 3 different types of things? More like 5. There's rest sites where you can sleep for energy to get health back, or you can upgrade cards that you've got. Shops where you can buy stuff, and there's question marks where weird things can happen. There's also elite battles where you get relics, and it's basically just, you make your choices as you head up, and you get different things, different cards for your deck, and different relics give you powers, and you try and balance it to win at the end.
Yeah.
So it's random. Every game's different, and it's a deck, as in you have so much energy at the start of your turn, and you play cards either to attack, to block, to do all sorts of different stuff, and then the enemy has a go. So it's really fun and strategic. I quite like it.
That's good.
Mhm.
Sounds interesting.
Because you just build that wee deck as you go, and each character that you start with the Ironclad, you move to the other 2 as you play a game with one, you unlock the next, and when you win, you unlock Heart Mode. When you won with all 3, you unlock Heart Mode, which is 3 items you have to pick up on your way up to then attack the top of the spire properly.
Yeah.
And as you play through with each of the characters, there's 5 levels that you can unlock, and it gets different cards, I think it is, every time. Mm-hmm. So the decks become with more depth, so you can unlock more cards, and you can play the cards different ways. You can go, like, we went a lightning route yesterday. But you can also go there's a different character where we went stab in the back, I think it was called, or a shiv, that's what it's called, a shiv playthrough, because with lots of cards, because we had the ability to, every attack increased your attack power by 1, so every 3 attacks increased it by 1.
Yeah.
Every 5 cards played increased your block by 1.
Yeah.
For a battle. And we also had the ability to, once you'd used all your cards in your hand, you could draw more. You could also transfer energy from one turn to the other. That's all the relics we had.
Yeah.
And so basically what we were able to do was we just saved up our energy for over a couple of turns and then fired out a deck, right? And because we had so many 0 cards, you could play them, you could play all the attacks, and it pushed all your attack and defense up.
Yeah.
And then we just kept playing cards, because every time we ran out of cards, another one came in, and we had so much energy we could just keep going. So we just absolutely blittered everything, because we'd just been really lucky with the relics. It's a lot of fun. When it goes right, you really enjoy it. It's a lot of fun.
You ever played Yu-Gi-Oh? Well, it's not called. You don't call it Yu-Gi-Oh. It's Duel Monsters. That's it.
Yeah, I really wanted to play Yu-Gi-Oh. There was a Yu-Gi-Oh for the Xbox 360.
No, I mean like the actual card game.
No, I never played that.
I've got loads of cards. I've got the Dark Magician Girl tin with the Dark Magician Girl special card on it.
Nice.
I really loved that show. It was like my favourite show.
I really liked it, but I only saw first half of season 1 until it was on Netflix, and I think I've seen 4.5.
What do you think of Pegasus?
It's very strange.
He's like one of my favourite characters. He's just so bonkers.
Yeah.
But my favourite is definitely like the Pharaoh. I think is like the coolest.
Yeah, he's very.
Kaiba just annoyed me. Seto Kaiba just annoyed me.
He's just.
And Mokuba.
Yeah.
I loved how much Mokuba loved his big brother. I don't actually think they were actually related. I think that they were just orphaned at the same time.
I think the interesting thing about that was.
Maybe they were actual brothers.
You know, the selfish woman with blonde hair who then eventually becomes...
Mai. She
She gets revoiced in season 4.
a lot of characters, I think, especially when it's being dubbed, get changed. Because I remember with Sailor Moon, I think they had like 5 different actresses playing Sailor Moon.
It really upset me though, because that voice, they changed the voice. It didn't work. It was too aggressive and high pitched. It didn't quite work properly.
No.
And it really upset me.
I'm trying to remember the name of the girl, the friend who was a girl. Tristan was the guy. I can't remember the girl's name.
Oh yeah, the one who liked...
There was Joey, and then there was... Taya.
It was Taya.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just...
Taya annoyed me.
I remember a game called Shin Megami Tensei's Persona 4 Golden.
No.
So Golden was the remake of Persona 4. And then the PlayStation 2 version came in 2008, which was well into PlayStation 3 territory, really. So what came out in PlayStation 2 was incredible. But she had an amazing voice, but it didn't suit, in Japanese terms, the character they'd made. But I thought it was better for the dub. I thought it was genuinely better. The voice suited the character more for me. But they changed it to a more typically anime-style voice when they remade it with Golden. Yeah. And so for me, it's just too annoying and high-pitched and whiny.
Do you know what's a really annoying voice? And I know she puts it on for the part. I know we're running out of time. For the part. She knows she puts it on for the part because I've heard her do other voices which are a lot better. Is, what's it called now? It's on Netflix. The 7 Deadly Sins.
Right.
And it's the woman who's playing the princess.
Right.
The voice for the princess is it's better in Japanese, the voice actress. But
okay.
Have you ever watched that?
No, but I'm going to.
I think that you'd like that. So shall we move on to the story that we wish to discuss?
Yes, go ahead.
Singular.
You lay
it's
it out.
about the Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Yes.
So, the co-director for the remake is a name which I'm not going to be able to pronounce properly.
Me have a look.
Naoko Hamaguchi.
Yeah, Naoko Hamaguchi.
Yay, I got it right. So he's doing the remake for the 7 remake. The original one was released in 1997.
Yeah.
So that is 23 years ago. Mm-hmm. I had to think about that really tough. It's kind of a weird number to have a remake on, because normally it's like for the 20th anniversary or the 25th anniversary.
It's about using the new consoles.
Yeah.
That's really it.
I know, but it's a weird...
It is a little, but that's why.
It's like when they when they released the Sailor Moon 20th anniversary, like 3 years after the actual anniversary.
Well,
was it 25th anniversary? I can't really remember.
That one was Square Enix, 1997.
Yeah.
That was the first one that was released for the West for PlayStation. The previous 6 were on the Nintendo in Japan.
Yeah. So Square Enix have Enix. I don't know why I want to say Enox.
Yeah, there's no even.
It's like the was it the summer Enox? I'm thinking of Equinox.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking of. Have said that it's not going to be a shot-for-shot remake.
No, so there will be slight changes.
There's going to be quite a few changes, but I think all for the better from what it sounds like.
Right, but what my point is, are they changing the story?
I don't... No, the story for the fundamentals... Fundamentally, the story is going to remain the exact same. However, they are expanding on the universe.
Oh, good.
So... it's going to be a lot more in depth in certain parts.
Good.
For example, they were talking about how if you were traveling in the original, it would just cut to black and it was left up to the gamer's imagination to imagine the ship taking off or whatever it would have been.
Aye, because there was no cutscenes in that game necessarily.
Yeah, so it would be
there was some,
purely...
but not many.
So in this one, it will, from what it sounds like. You will actually see the movement of people.
Right, okay.
Don't know where I was going
there
with
were
that
cutscenes in that, but they were few and far between for the length of the game.
Yeah, well, this one I think is going to be... Because a lot, I think, of the original game was left up to the gamer's imagination to imagine the scenarios, where in this one they're actually going to have the scenarios played out for you.
Okay.
So, like I said, the development team says that it's going to it will fill in the blanks of the original. That's a direct quote. It will fill in the blanks. And it's going to be released in multiple episodes.
Okay, now that is something I don't quite understand yet, to be honest. what that means.
Yeah, I wasn't entirely with it on that one, unless it's going to do the same kind of thing that
Telltale?
Yeah,
no,
it did.
I don't think so. I think apparently I'll look this up.
Unless it's just a different way of what's the word I'm looking for? Unless it's like going from chapters to episodes, or they've just literally called it different things.
Maybe, but yeah, just keep going. I'll have a look and see what it is.
But the only other thing I have to say is that the remake is going to be released on PS4 on April 10th this year, 2020.
Okay.
Because the rest of the articles were pretty much just reiterating the fact that they are going to be expanding on the universe quite a bit. There's going to be parts of the world you can now explore. 3D modeling has made it a lot better because they just talked about how before they were very much limited to the technology of the time in making this, whereas now they can elaborate on a lot more things because the technology has come such a long way in a relatively small amount of time. Because I mean, what we had pretty much was not facial recognition, but like facial capture, where it was like literally watching a person as if it was a movie in games, like about 5-7 years ago.
Right. Yeah. No,
like,
I know. Yeah, I've seen some of the footage. I was watching some yesterday.
Yeah, but I think that they're going to try and keep it looking pretty much the same, but just a little bit more fleshed out, like a little bit more refined, as opposed to the original one.
No, because it's not a remaster; it's a remake. They've entirely
yeah,
remade
but
the game
what I mean
up.
is like everything is just going to be like.
Well, I think a lot will be changed, but when it comes to things like the character models,
that's what I
they'll
mean.
Polish it up.
Yeah.
But it's not a remaster is a polish.
I understand that.
A remake is right from the bottom up.
Yeah. But it sounds like it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I want to play it. I mean,
Because this is what's pretty much because Final Fantasy's got quite a big following in the West, doesn't it?
Yes, it does, because of 7, really.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy 7 Remake has a free demo. That was something I was going to say earlier on.
I was 5 when this game came out.
I was 7. Brian was 4.
I've got no knowledge of it whatsoever. I've got no memory of it.
Okay, so basically, it's arriving in parts, but nobody knows what those parts mean, and apparently the parts are all full games. I've heard about something similar with this, like Mass Effect 2. It was 2 discs, but the whole story was on both discs. What was different about the discs was side content.
Yeah.
Which is why you had to change the disc at a certain point, but not if you didn't do any of the side missions, something like that. Or a large amount of the content was... Because the difficulty with discs is that a disc change, technically, if you're able to go wherever you want, would necessitate several disc changes, right?
Yeah.
So I think there might be a story broach, like parts where once you've made a decision you can't go back again are on certain discs. So the very first parts of the game and the very end parts can be on 2 separate discs.
Yeah.
But if you've got 4 planets or loads of cities you can go to, you can't lock them off.
Yeah.
So I think that's what that might mean.
Right.
But I'm looking forward to it. And also I heard that yesterday, a good piece of news, that there may be a KOTOR 3 remaster / remake or sequel. Sorry, a KOTOR remaster / remake / sequel. One of those might be on the way. And if so, there's a fairly decent chance EA and BioWare aren't involved.
That's good.
Because EA would destroy it and BioWare just can't do it well under the thumb of EA. They're not the company they were when they made the first 2. So it not being in their hands would be a really good thing, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe give it to Respawn. But that was just on this. But Final Fantasy VII Remake is interesting to me because it looks amazing. People have said they've changed the combat system, so it's not just pick what you want to do. You can pick, press X to attack and you hold it and he'll just auto attack while you then set up another move because you build up an attack bar that you can then use special powers with.
Yeah.
Whereas the previous one was to select what to do. And because it was select what to do while you stood in a line, basically, the differences between the characters were minimalised a little. So if you've got a ranged character, that doesn't matter as much. Whereas now, because it's proper 3D fight, you can switch to Barrett in real time. Mm-hmm. He can use the ranged guy. He can then shoot something that's high up. while Cloud, the melee guy, just attacks somebody close in. So you've got flexibility. It makes it much more dynamic.
Yeah.
So I really want to play it. It looks really interesting. Yeah, I'm really excited for that and for anything that might happen there we just mentioned with KOTOR. But yeah, that's all I wanted to talk about today.
Yeah. So that's all we have to talk about today anyway.
Mm-hmm. That's all I wanted to talk
so
about. Yeah.
sorry that it's a bit short.
Well, hey, it's longer than the last one.
Yeah, that is.
It's just tricky at the minute with our schedules.
I'm trying to remember. I was trying to, because I sent you a caption of Waldorf and I can remember the other one. The Muppets.
Right.
And it was, at least we're not in the audience or something like that.
Yeah.
But what I was actually looking for was a still from when they did the Christmas Carol one.
Right.
And it's like, it was short. It was short. It was pointless. No, it was pointless. It was something or other. It's like, it was short. I loved it. I love that movie. Muppets Christmas Carol.
Right, okay.
Watch it. I demand everybody watch it.
Okay. If you want to write in and complain about that, you can. Yeah, so we hope you enjoyed it.
Yes, we do.
Please like if you did and subscribe.
Subscribe. Hit the notification bell.
Mm-hmm. You can contact us at overshadow.shadowcast@gmail.com and leave a comment.
Yes, all comments welcome. We will select which ones we wish to discuss.
Yes. And Facebook's not up. Well, it's up, but it's not being used right now because we're still
utilised.
Because we're waiting for actual capture, and then we can start using that.
Yeah.
But that's it.
Yes. We hope you've enjoyed it.
Yes, and we'll say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.